Hey, this is Pastor Michael again. We're getting ready to talk about relationships, taking your relationship from being good to being great. This installment is going to be good. It's about friendship. Come join us. And we're back and we're talking about friendship today, and this is going to be good. My wife is my best friend. And so we just wanted to come on and just kind of give some nuggets on being friends. I think friendship is very important. It's one of the most important elements in relationship is being a friend to your spouse, right? And so we're going to talk about that a little. First of all, we're going to define what friendship is, and then we're going to take it a little bit further. How I define friendship is probably just love, trust, being understanding, sticking closer than a brother, being able to compromise, being able to
be honest,
being able to love when you don't want to. So friendship, I think friendship is an important part of relationship. I think that it undergirds the relationship. And so if you're not friends, I believe that you're missing that component.
Right.
And so with that being said, how do you define friendship?
How do I define friendship?
Or define our friendship?
Our friendship has definitely been built on loyalty, honesty, transparency, vulnerability. Because if I can't be vulnerable with you, if I can't be honest with you, if I can't be transparent with you, if I cannot trust you, we don't have a relationship. And that's in any, not just in marriage, that's in any relationship.
Right. So you said some major key words. You said loyalty and trust. How is trust built?
By keeping your word, saying what you doing what you say.
So
well, and if you think about it, the Bible, it's not a whole lot of fluff. The Bible says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Okay. Simple as that. And so I think when you do that, and again, it's just, fluff is not necessary, and you have to know who you have. Because the truth is, we all come into a relationship with baggage. With I would say baggage and roses. It's treasures and garbage, baggage and so we all come with different ideas of what love and friendship feel like and look like. And so go ahead.
That's good. I think that we as a friend, we have to be able to deal with both of those elements. I have to be able to deal with your luggage, and I have to be able to deal with your roses, which your roses is not something that, that's not hard to deal with because they're roses. But, a lot of times, we don't pluck or tear off the thorns of our roses. And sometimes we're thinking that we're giving someone a rose, but we're actually kind of being painful as well. But on the flip side of that, I think that the luggage piece is a very important piece as relates to friendship, because a friend
love at all times. Yeah.
And they don't let you carry the luggage by yourself.
Right. Because again, I think that's a part of what love is. I don't think it's just defined one way.
We're not talking about love. We're talking about friendship. So friendship. And friendship has a lot to do with love, but it and love is the key word to friendship. But if you don't have a true understanding of what friendship is, then you will misinterpret what love is. Right. Okay.
I agree.
So I'm gonna read this, and it says that. Well, I can't read my own handwriting.
Well, what were you? Love and friendship. So we're talking about friendship. So we need to, of course, love is the glue. I think love is the glue to friendship. And friendship, love at all times. And even when the other person is acting out of character, you've adapted and created a loving, safe place, and understanding that when that person is not acting how they usually are, you're giving them room to be this other person, understanding that they're having a moment. I think that's very important as well, because if that in friendship,
I don't think they're being this other person. I think they're being who they are, and I think that we have to give your spouse the what is the word?
Space.
The space to be who they are.
Organically.
Without judging them. You know, here it is. It says that friendship understands.
It does.
Friendship understands. Yeah. Also, it tells the truth.
It tells the truth. And friendship, even if friendship does not understand, friendship still allow that person to breathe in the moment that they're in. Because you may not, there are times you don't understand me. There's times I don't understand you, but because I love you and we have a friendship, I still let you do you, though I may not understand this moment that you're in, or even agree with the moment. It's still okay because we're friends and we've established a relationship and a bond in the marriage.
Right. So friendship tells the truth.
Right.
But also in a relationship, friendship accepts the truth.
That's so good. Say it one more time. Say it again.
Friendship tells the truth. So I have to tell you some hard things sometimes.
Right.
But also on the other end of that is friendship accepts the truth.
Yeah.
That means that I have to accept truth coming from the other person, even though it may be hard to accept.
Yes. And you have to have the type of relationship and allow yourself to be vulnerable enough and to receive critique without taking it personal. Because I may not always understand how you're feeling. For example, you may say, "Hope you're making me feel this way." And I've had to learn this. We've been married again, celebrating 19 years. I had to understand, okay, so you're feeling this way and that's your feelings. It's your reality. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean I meant to hurt you with my words. I'm just telling you or you're just telling me how you're feeling and how it's making you feel, though that may not have been my intention.
Right.
It's still how you feel.
Right. And then it also deals with when accepting the truth. Your spouse or the person who you're in a relationship with is, if they're your friend, then you know they're not trying to hurt you. And so if they're saying something to improve you, then that's something that you should accept. You should critique, you should sleep on, you should eat on, and then make moves to improve yourself.
Right. You got to consider it.
Or to improve the relationship. Because a lot of times what I'm telling you is to improve the relationship, right? And so friendship, it tells the truth, but it also accepts the truth. And then also, it's often not selfish.
It's never selfish. It shouldn't become,
Right. So it's
because sometimes it can be
because our nature, we're selfish people.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, if in a relationship, if you're always being selfish, then that's not a friendship. And so our relationship is based on our ability to be fluently selflessness or selfish. Is that the word? Selfless, right? Selfless. And so that's what is often not selfish. And so we have to find ourselves always being in a in a posture of being selfless.
That's so good. In a posture of being selfless.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what friendship is. I think also when we look at friendship, it seeks understanding rather than judgment.
That's good too.
And so in that, and what we mean by that is that, seeking to understand something that a person is doing has everything to do with trying to find out who that person is rather than judging that person. And so I don't, a lot of times, especially if you're living with a person, hopefully you live with that person to get married, but oftentimes you walk around the house and you don't understand some of the stuff that's going on. And so you can easily begin to say, man, and start judging. But if you sit down and say, hey, look, why did you
asking
do this?
and allowing that person to be honest.
Right, and allowing that person to be honest and coming to a understanding of, okay, this is how we correct, or this is how we improve, or this is how we live with what you're doing, right? And so that's what friendship is. And I think that the 19 years that we have been together, it's been about friendship. It's being able to be friends in spite of all the other things. Because if you're not friends with your spouse, then you're missing a key part of happiness. Because I think that it doesn't even go beyond that point if you're not friends with your spouse.
Right. I mean, I don't see how people do it. Because if you're competing with someone you've married that you're supposed to want to be a partner with.
Well, they're not just someone that you lay with, sexually and physically.
Right.
They have to be your friends, and they're not someone you use. They're someone that you live with, that you grow old with, that you companion with.
You know what, babe? And I'm thinking as you're talking, that has to be established way in the very beginning. Because some people get married for different reasons.
Right.
Day one, we were like, okay, if we go do this.
Right.
We don't threaten with divorce. We don't say the D word, period, in our house.
Well, yeah. So in our marriage, divorce is not
you don't even
an
know how to
option.
say it good.
Yeah, it's not an option. It's not a word for
Yeah.
that. And so and so we sit in this relationship as friends, promising and covenanting with each other, never to leave, because she's my friend and I'm her friend.
And another thing that people, because I've seen, like back in the day, grandmother, great grandmother, they would make excuses for their spouse and they were unhappy. I don't believe in being in unhappy relationships either. Now, what I mean by that, we had to, before you dated other people, I dated other people. And so the reason that you and I are still on one marriage with each other, we've never married other people, is because we had the mindset of, I know these other people are missing something. And when I get with this one person, I know I had that in my mind, that it will last forever. And I did not want to get married if I did not plan to be happy. Right.
Well, we have to talk to the issues of people that are married and not happy. And so one of the things, and this is why we're talking about friendship, is that in order to be happy, you have to develop a solid foundation of friendship. And so you have to start there. Start there by trust, start there by being loyal, start there by being understanding, start there by being selfless, start there by being non-judgmental, and watch your relationship grow. I think your relationship grows when you begin to implement all those things, and it's work. It's not, it's not a hobby. Work. Marriage is not a hobby. Marriage is work, but it does not have to be hard labor. Yeah, It doesn't have to be hard labor. It's work, but it doesn't have to be hard labor. You got to put the time in. You got to put the, you have to put the, because you reap what you sow. And so marriage is about sowing and reaping. And so what you put into the marriage, you get out of it. Right?
Absolutely. And I look at it as an investment. I'm investing in you. And for that person who may be selfish and think, well, what about me? You're investing in you.
Right.
If I invest in him, which I do, he in return invests back in me, because we're the other side. We're one. He's one side. What's so funny too, I'm right-handed, he's left-handed. And so we complete one another, emotionally, spiritually, physically. We match.
Sexually.
Yes.
Don't rush. So those are the things that we feel like you can actually start building upon.
Yeah.
In your relationship, from taking your relationship from being good to being great. You have to be friends first, and how to build on that friendship is very important. Take these very small increments of elements of friendship and grow them in your relationship, and you'll see your relationship blossom
Into something.